But I want to share with you, what it is that the Spirit, through others and through myself and through those that are spiritual, what has been revealed. Certain things have been revealed, and it's very important that we, as a people, look at this Bible and really come upon a higher level of learning as we go through these scriptures and try to get the understanding of how we are to be as a people in understanding the word of the Most High. No more, no less. Now we can struggle and fight and allow the world that's set up to send you straight to hell, send you to hell. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear me though, right? So you can struggle and fight and let the world, this world of hell, send you to hell, because it's set up to send you to hell. You can struggle and fight with the world and end up in hell. Straight up, because that's what it's set up to do. Excuse me. That's what it's really set up to do. Now what you gonna do? You gonna allow it to overtake you? You gonna allow the pressures of the world to overtake you? You gonna allow your attitude, your spirit, and being destructive to your own self? Both people are destructive to their own self. They're not destructive to the Most High, because the Most High could care less. He could really care less. I mean, John the Revelator proved that when he said the Most High could raise up some stones to be his people. Can't get no deeper than that. So let's go through some scriptures tonight and see if you pick up on something. Just to show you, I'm going to show you how mysteries are in this Bible that, a lot of times you'll miss out on if you're not really studied and you're not really in the spirit to look at these things. So sometimes they have to be pointed out to us. Colossians 3:17.
Colossians chapter 3, verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all give thanks to Yahweh,
Right, so all that we say and do is going to be in the name of the anointed Savior. And we give all praise and glory and thanks to the Most High, power of Abraham, Yatezachach, Wa Yaikwa, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, forever. Let's get Exodus, the 34th chapter and the 14th verse.
Exodus chapter 34, verse 14. For thou shalt worship no other idol, for the Most High, whose name is jealous, is a jealous power.
Right. So we're not supposed to worship any other idol. Because the Most High, whose name is jealous, is a jealous power. So he's letting us know that we're not supposed to worship anything but the Most High. And that's what we're here to worship. The Most High, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Point blank. No other entity but him. It's very important. His name is jealous. His name is jealous. His name is jealous. That's his name. Deuteronomy 32:15. 21.
Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 15.
I noticed, a lot of times, like I went over Mashiach Yahushai, scriptures on him, and you don't get the same reaction as you do when you go over scriptures about Israel. That's something. But read this. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 15. But Jeshurun waxed fat. He ate cake. Thou art waxed fat. Thou art grown thick. Thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook the Most High, which made him, and rightly esteemed the rock of his salvation.
Right, so the Most High made us fat, made us large and in charge, rich, famous among all the nations, when he made him a name in Egypt, and once we came up, he blessed us. We forsook the Most High, which made us, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. Lightly esteem of Mashiach Yahushua, who is that rock that's coming to bring salvation to Israel. Because he's coming to judge and make war on all the kingdoms and set up righteousness on this earth. But here we are, we lightly esteem of Mashiach Yahushua. That's why I read St. John 1 and 10. See, he was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. What world? Isaiah 45:17. This is what it's talking to. It's not talking about everyone, because he wasn't concerned about everyone. He was only in the midst of Israel. So let's see who this world is that it's talking about. The same world that you read about in John 3:16. For the Most High so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believe in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. This is the same world it's talking about right here. Isaiah 45:17.
Isaiah chapter 45, verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Most High, with his everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed, nor confounded, world without end.
Right, so Israel is that world that Mashiach Yahushua says he was in the world. The world of who? The world of Israel. And the world knew him not. What world? The world of Israel knew him not. This is where we just came from. John the 1st chapter, the 10th verse. Israel is this world that it's talking about in John the 1st chapter, the 10th verse. And it's being defined here in Isaiah 45:17. Read Isaiah 45:17 again. Your phone is really low. Can you turn your phone up? It's kind of low. Let me see. Okay, now it's okay. It's on my phone. Go ahead. I can hear you now.
Isaiah chapter 45, verse 17.
Come on.
But Israel shall be saved in the Most High, while my thing outside, with his everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed, nor confounded, world without end.
So that's that world that Mashiach Yahushua came into that didn't know him. Now go back to Deuteronomy 32. Oh, excuse me. Verse 16.
Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 16. They provoked him to jealousy with strange idols, with abominations provoking him to anger.
Right. So it says they provoked, that's past tense. What are we doing now as a people? Provoking him to anger by not following his laws, statutes, commandments, being rebellious against what's right according to the laws of the Most High, behind emotions and feelings and being caught up in this world, being Edomanized, being programmed in schools, in your religions, which is divide us. Why we don't have one religion? Why you didn't grow up with one? All you do, everybody went to the same church. Everywhere. Just like we are. What church are we? We the children of Israel. The people are the church. And where we getting our instructions from? The Bible, the Holy Bible. That's what we're dealing with here as being Israelites. We all got to go by the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. It says they provoked him to jealousy, with whose name is jealous, mind you, with strange idols, different idolatry, and idolatrous acts. With abomination provoked him, him, Most High, to anger. We provoked him to anger by doing things that's contrary to what he would have us do. Read.
They sacrificed unto devils, not to the Most High,
Like right now, show me the Baptist Church, Church of God in Christ, African Methodist, Seventh-day Adventist, Jehovah's Witness, Catholic, all these different denominations or denominations, however you want to look at it, in the Bible. All these are newly things that came up in our time. Newly things came up in their time. Why? Because they were following the way of the heathen. And he said, don't follow the way of the heathen. That was a snare or a trap for us. Here we are now trying to still hold on to the way of the heathen, being Edomanized, being in a world that's set up to send you straight to hell, and try and integrate that with the truth. It's not going to work. And you're going to understand it when the Most High start vexing you. Hopefully he won't kill you. But that's how he get our attention. But read this. Go ahead.
Of the rock that begot thee, thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten the Most High that formed thee.
That's right. That's why he said, of the rock that begot thee, or Mashiach Yahushua, thou art unmindful. You're not really thinking about him. That's why I look at most Israelites think about Israel. Israel. That's when y'all tap into a fight or y'all tap into an argument. There's a ruckus going on. All you tap into that, want to see that. What's going on? What's happening? Run to evil or run to something that's not contrary. When you see everybody's in the spirit, that's not exciting to you. When you could be learning from all of this. On the rock that begot thee, you're unmindful. That's why I say when I go over Mashiach Yahushua and go over the prophecies and the spirit of the Most High and the scriptures, everybody fall asleep. Everybody be just quiet and silent and just like not interested. You better be interested, because Israel not going to save you. Believe me. Israel not going to save you. We as individuals got to save ourselves. You know what I mean? We as individuals have to save ourselves. We have to have a development and develop a relationship with the Most High, point blank. The only way. He's the only way. We got to go through a Mashiach Yahushua. That's why it says, of the rock that begot thee, thou art unmindful. We way back in Deuteronomy. How are we now? We really undoubtful now. Really unmindful, really undoubtful. I mean, you just don't really know what to do. Because you got to get Caesar Borgia out of your mind. That's why I keep saying you Edomanized, because you got to get that image out of your mind. If the image goes deeper than just you thinking about this picture. Looking at all the things they have created in these religions and how you think and how you got to start off like a little baby. But you're too prideful to do that because you are just like your master, Esau. He the first one he named is lifting up their head in pride that took our name of Israel out of existence. The first nation that it named is Edom in Psalms 83rd chapter. Let's get that rock in 1 Corinthians 10 and 4. Because we all were in the Egyptian captivity. Africans, the so-called Hamites, had us in captivity. Let's see who this rock is. Read this. 1 Corinthians 10 and 4.
1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4. And did all drink that same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them. And that rock was Mashiach Yahushua.
Yeah, so it's a spiritual rock. Because he is a spirit. He is an angel at this time in Deuteronomy 32nd chapter. We didn't just become Mashiachim. We always been Mashiachim. Because he's saying things in the New Testament that have to be confirmed with the Old Testament. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 32, verse 19. Now that we know the rock is a Mashiach Yahushua, and we want to follow the way of the Most High, who showed us the way to follow the law that's going to lead to everlasting life. Right here, in the beginning. Go ahead, verse 19.
Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 19. And when the Most High saw it, he abhorred them because of the provoking of his son and of his daughter.
See? When the Most High saw how we lightly esteemed the Mashiach Yahushua, his only begotten son, how we didn't want to follow his laws, statutes, commandments, he hated us. That's what abhor means. because of provoking of his sons and of his daughters. Because what do? Psalms 105, Psalms 106 and 35. That's what we did. He said, follow me. You love me, keep my commandments. But what do? We want to follow the way of the heathen. That's what we're dealing with right now. Get ready to come up with Christmas. Read that. Psalms 106, 35.
Psalm chapter 106, verse 35. But were mingled among the heathen, and learned their works.
So we're mingled among these other nations outside of the 12 tribes of Israel and learn their works, the things that they supplied for us, like these religions. Read.
And they served their idols.
And serve their idols.